Good afternoon, Giants fans. Welcome to your first game preview show. Of course, always with me, Big J Frost. How are we doing?
Oh, good, mate. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. Very well. Just about to scram my tea, and we'll get this Friday night show going.
Yeah. Why not, man?
So we're going to talk about a little pre-game. So we're going to talk about the Surrey game coming up on the 26th on Saturday. We're playing away at Surrey's ground. What are your thoughts, Jordan? How do we feel about going away at Surrey?
Yeah, I mean, I watched their game against Cheshire the other day, and it was a really, really tough fought game, the whole way. I mean, I must admit, I think Surrey hit one right on the, I think it was either a 3 or a 2, but they hit a shot right at the end of the second. And, I think that put them up by 10. And it really was like, I thought, these look good. Like, I watched it with interest because obviously it was Surrey Cheshire, and they look really, really good. And they've got a lot of, I mean, I know we beat them last time and it was such a strange game last time. We started horrendously, like really bad. And they've got a lot of threats. They've got threats that I think they could definitely, unless we're switched on, exploit. They've got some very fast players. As a team, they work really well. It's a really, they've been around for a long time, and, it's a really established team. So it's going to be a tough game, mate.
Absolutely, mate. I mean, obviously, you're starting 5 for them. I mean, you've always got to look out for Teo.
By the way, I watched him the other night, and he's a real threat because he's a tall guy, and he's a real threat. The same way as on the DJ interview, we were saying to DJ about in his position, him being a little bit taller, he can become a little bit of a threat. Yeah. And by all means, Teo is that same kind of guy. He's a tall guy, so he's definitely going to be a good player. And they've got that big guy as well, I forgot what his name is now. I've got it down here.
Is it Richards?
Richards. Sorry, Richards, and he's so big. And I know he's only, he doesn't score that many points, but it's just having that big player. And then they got Skylar White, who's a constant threat. A constant threat. And Skylar White can take you inside or outside. We've got to be really, really, because I know for a while we didn't necessarily struggle on boards in the Surrey game when we played them, but it was a battle throughout. It really was a battle throughout.
Yeah. Was it, if memory serves right, was it Richards who tried to pull our rim down last time we played?
Oh, God, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't say. He wouldn't have to jump very high to do it anyway.
I think the back end of the rim just absolutely lifted up.
I mean, I'm just looking at the stats now in that game. There wasn't, I mean, the highest scorer, Macklemore, 21 points, and he was coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Sorry, he started. And it's just not, it's not a guarantee. I know we're flying in my aspect, in your aspect, we're flying, but It's no guarantee. It really isn't a guarantee. Players who sometimes step up from us off the bench, Alex only got 4 points. It was the game, breakout game for Jordan Whelan where he got 19 points off the bench, So I think our bench is more and more, helping us. It really is. The other thing I noticed, there was no Ulf in that game.
Yes.
Big dog. There was no big dog.
The big dog. The big dog himself.
And, there was no Ulf in that game, DJ, he got 2 points in the game, but he only shot 2 shots.
50%.
So it was just it was just one of them games. A high scorer, Lyle Hexham, 22. No surprise, but it's going to be to the wire unless we hit some kind of big form. It really is going to be to the wire, and there's no guaranteed games. There's no game where I go there. I mean, the one game where I was a bit like that, where I thought, oh, we should do this. It was the Worcester away, and they're proving everybody wrong. You know what I mean? They're fighting. They're right up there fighting.
I mean, you've always got trouble with Worcester. You've got NBA there as well. You've got Williams, who...
Yeah. What a signing NBA was for them, by the way. What a signing for them he was.
Is it long term, short term for him? I'm sure it's on a short deal, but
yeah.
While he's there, a 6'9" pretty much guard.
yeah, and he does everything, and he does a lot. I noticed he's got a lot of old school tricks. He backs down, with the arm to the side, and and it's one of them where the referees don't know whether to give it or not. It's very old school sort of way, but it works, and it works constantly, and we couldn't deal with him on that night, But I mean, personally, going back to the Surrey game, I do genuinely think it's going to be a game for the bigs. I think guard-wise, we'll beat them. Guard-wise. From 3-2-1, we beat them. But it's going to be a bigs game, and we've got two of the best bigs in the league.
Exactly.
So.
Absolutely, mate. Exactly like you said, the bench coming up. Hopefully we have a little bit of a mix around with the starting lineup. I'm sure, obviously, coach has done his research to see where his best matches are and everything. If you look at our last game against Cheshire, 10-point game at the end.
Yeah.
And exactly the same. If you break it down, the first quarter was ours by 14 points. The second quarter was theirs by 12.
Yeah.
And from there, it was just a bit touch and go. The third was a draw on the quarter, on the quarter statistics, and we just about pulled it out with a 7-point lead in the fourth. Mm-hmm. We always talk about Cheshire being a great game. We always talk about having that rivalry.
Yeah.
But I think that was the game where we really showed, like, the tit for tat side of us, where it's you're going to come out and beat us in a quarter. Guess what? We're going to absolutely maul you in the second half.
Yeah, and let's not forget, we started that game with two players who's been coming off the bench this season, Jordan Whelan and Alex, who stepped up as usual. And we expect nothing less from the guys. But, it was a massive game. It was a massive win for us. It really was. I remember, shaking before the game. I got that sort of up for it kind of thing.
The big adrenaline, I think.
Yeah. And, we've gone into it before where it's the whole, we've watched Sky Sports since being kids, and now the basketball team, which you never thought would be on Sky Sports, is on there. We felt blessed enough getting NBA back on Sky Sports, let alone Manchester Giants. And it was one of them games, and players stepped up. And it's like I said, we was yet to show, or maybe only in certain games, that nitty-gritty side. And it's shown against Cheshire, and we've seen how well Cheshire finish. At one point yesterday, I watched Cheshire's game against Plymouth, and that was close.
That was tough, wasn't
it? That was close. And Mike McCall, what was he going into the fourth quarter the other day?
8 or 9 points.
8 or 9 points, and he finished like in the 20s, was it?
28.
It's like 28, and his field goal percentage was unbelievable. And that's what I think we did well in that game against Cheshire was quieting them down. It was an away game for both of us. Let's not forget. We both had to travel down there. So I think our tails are definitely going to be up going into this game. They really are. I'm not necessarily saying their tails are going to be down. Because every game's a fresh game. I think basketball is a lot different to other sports in the way you prepare for the games, because the turnovers that quickly, you haven't got a week to stew about it like you have with rugby and football and things like that.
Well, obviously we mentioned players, we've mentioned Teo, we've mentioned Richards. They're the players to look out for on their side of it, along with Skylar White.
Yeah.
Who do you think Surrey should be scared of coming to this game from us?
Oh, I don't think there's a player they should be scared of, I'd back any player on our team, even the bench guys. I really would. But if you had to ask me, a constant threat for us, Lyle Hexham.
Yeah.
And the way Sam Cassell's playing at the moment, it's massive, and it's taking that pressure off even though they're all contributing, it's also the pressure's being taken off.
Yeah.
Jordan Whelan's form at the moment, Alex coming on, and if coach wants to put Charlie Britton on or Zach on, or Joe, or anybody, I'd be like, yeah, do it,
Let's go.
Because, you know, they're there for a reason, you know. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I think Brion. It's huge that Brion gets to the second quarter with less than 2 fouls.
Absolutely.
It's huge. Well, in fact, gets to half time with less than 2 fouls.
Yeah.
I really do. I think he's got a lot better with it. He's channeling his passion. He really is. You know, because it's easy. Because the thing is, you know, we've all played, and when you're getting bumped as much as he is, because obviously he's a big, but he's not the biggest. You know, and he's getting rebounds over these guys, and it's hard to not, because when, you know, Jimbo Lowell's coming in and just putting his elbows on your shoulders and getting this rebound, it'll get annoying, you know, things like that, and that's where I think he's doing really well, of channeling his passion, you know. So I think it's definitely taking the load off him getting a lot of points inside, especially the way we're scoring threes at the moment. Obviously, you know, hopefully that's not a commentator's curse, but you know,
don't worry, fans, I will take that bit out just in case. if we hit 75% from 3, I'll put it back in. So obviously the players have been training, ready to go for this game. We know they've been in isolation due to the problems with COVID and that. Do you reckon they're ready out of training? Do you reckon they're ready to go?
Yeah, well, you know, I spoke to David the other day. Again, you know, I'm really, you know, appreciative. Me and Jake both are speaking for both of us to the Manchester Giants guys and Giants themselves, and the whole setup on. We're really in a privileged situation where we can talk to the players like they're our friends, and you know, and get, you know, not too much inside info, because we'd never ask for that, but you know, just little bits. But yeah, so I spoke to David. I'll read it for the straight away from the quote. He said, "Training's been decent so far. The guys are playing hard. It's like we've never been away, and we're itching to go for Saturday." Beautiful. You know. And there's no other way to put it. You know, DJ mentioned on the podcast the other day, you know, the apps. I mean, because he's obviously had to wait for a little bit longer. They're absolutely itching to go, the guys.
Yeah, smiling through those air balls.
yeah. You know, and it's just so great. You know, you log on Instagram and you see, you know, Giants posting things on, you know, training and, you know, things like that, and it's just great to see, you know, that the back to it. It really is, you know, and everyone's there and everyone's working. As far as I know, guys, you know, there's no injuries, there's no one, you know, there's no layoffs. But, you know, hopefully, touch wood, you know, nothing happens with that. We go down there full strength, and again, I'd back us against anyone full strength. I really would.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more, mate. As always, the voice of knowledge from Mr. Frost over there.
So the inside voice.
The inside. He never puts his phone voice on for everyone. Never puts the posh voice on.
Hey, I've been speaking of Ulf. I've been obviously you have as well, but we've been winding him up on Instagram recently. If you guys haven't seen it, you know, I've been challenging Ulf to a dunk off. People may think I can't, but the Instagram proves I can't.
we got video evidence, guys.
No, it's all in good fun. Yeah, but we've been getting him up for it. We've been getting him up, and again, I saw Zach's one that the Giants posted. Wow.
Oh, Zach's casual between the legs.
Yeah, just like. And the best bit about that is Brady's reaction. He doesn't know
whether he just kind of like
chest bump him or go. I can't do that, you know. I don't know. He's like, I don't know what to do here. He just, in the end, I think he just let out like a little roar. You know, he's like, oh.
I really want to see the little bit of footage after that, because just as the camera pans out, you see Brady's reaction, kind of turn around in awe.
Yeah,
He can't. I think it's Sam on his left. I think he looks at him. I want to see that little 5-second reaction of like, you see what this guy just did?
Yeah. Speaking of Sam, I know we've mentioned him before, but I think he's going to be huge, because, like I said, you know, I think we've got the battle won over the guards.
Absolutely.
I think he's going to be huge. Jack, huge. He's coming right into his own again, Jack. You know, and leading from the front as a captain should. You know, again, I spoke to Jack this week, and you spoke to Jack, and it's really, really, you know, he said everything's, you know, coming together. You know, we're hoping to get Jack on at some point to speak to everybody, and he's everything seems like it's all coming into fruition, you know, for us, which is brilliant.
So I hope that you guys are all ready for this. I know we certainly are. We'll have the beers in. We'll have the wings in, of course.
Yeah.
Make sure you get on that
wings, guys.
Get on the wing squad. Join the flock. We're flying with it. Down away at Surrey, live on the BBL Player.
The guys need your support, guys. Surrey's a long way away, Surrey's a long way away, and the guys need your support. They need to know, and this podcast can be a way that they know just by seeing the views. We're going to keep posting stuff, and again, let us know when if you think we should have included something. We think we've covered it because we want it to be a casual thing. We don't want stats galore. You know what I mean? We want it to be casual. We want to talk about Giants, and I think, like I said, guys, if it's anything you want us to include in this or suggestions, again, we're an open book, 100%.
Again, just to reiterate everything Jordan said, hit up all our socials, comment on our things, give us a like, give us a share, whatever you can do to support us. We are doing this for the fans, by the fans. It's all about you guys.
Yeah. And also just a big thank you to all the fans. This has took off beyond any belief, like all the players are sharing it, everybody's sharing it. It's brilliant, and this is way more. This was just designed for two mates to have a chat and share our opinions, and we've not had any bad feedback yet. Everyone's loving it
yet. Don't start that. Don't start now.
I know. And if we just decided to do these pre-game chats just because we feel like obviously we've got the Manchester Giants fan page, but there's no like that's a game thread. There's nothing coming from some of the fans, and we want a comment section on this. This is a good way to get your point across. And if you haven't shared it, please share it. I know we've said it, and thank you to everyone who already has, because it really does mean the world. It really does. I'm
just waiting for. If you're in the Giants fan group on Facebook, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Mr. Renfrew, he absolutely loves typing his opinions, and that's not a bad thing when I say that. He is positive but critical, and he's just the perfect balance of a basketball fan in general. So I can't wait for his thoughts on this as well. I'm sure he'll have an in-depth analysis for us. As always, shout out to Seb for our artwork. We don't give the guy enough credit. He helps us out massively to make sure our Instagram page and Twitter feed looks as pretty as it does, along with our faces, of course. And of course, as always, shout out to the Giants. Massive support from you guys as always. Thank you very much for the listens.
Hey guys, let's not forget the giveaway as well.
Of course, thank you. We nearly forgot the giveaway.
Yeah.
Get onto our Instagram page. You will see our latest post. Got all the instructions on there. All you have to do is follow us, like the post, tag 3 of your mates, and share it onto your story. You'll be entered straight into the giveaway to win a Molten basketball. That's running until the 2nd of February. The winner will be picked then at random, and we'll get that sent out to you for whoever wins. So first of all, good luck on that. Second of all, get involved. If you're not involved, you can't win.
There's going to be other giveaways, guys. We've got loads of stuff lined up. Loads of stuff.
We've got some big things coming. So make sure you stay tuned on that. Some real big things coming, but trade secrets, we can't share them yet. Everything.
All about the trade secrets.
You got to keep them teased, man. Keep on the edge of the seat.
I'll tell you one thing I want to see before we go, guys. If you are getting the wings in on Saturday's game, send them to us. We want to rate the wings.
Put them on your story. Tag us in.
We want to rate them
Make
wings.
Sure you hashtag wing squad for us. Join the squad, man.
We want to rate them wings.
Just make sure that you're getting Buffalo hot, or else they're going to be at least a minimum 7. Anything that's Buffalo hot is going to be a 7 or above automatically on flavour. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. As always, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, guys.
We can't wait to join you in the game, eating wings and watching the game. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.